I'm Martine, the artist behind Martine's Fine Art. In this small tutorial I want to show you some tips and tricks making realistic fur on drafting film. Recently I finished this commission of a beautiful Pyrenean Shepherd, Nancy. For this project I used the Luminance from Caran d'Ache, the Polychromos from Faber-Castell, and in the end I also used some Prismacolor pencils because they have that beautiful salmon and peach color I needed. The drafting film is graphics, both matte sides from Duralar. Drawing on drafting film is a different experience than coloring on hot press watercolor paper. I'm used to Stonehenge and the Fabriano Artistico hot press extra white. On the watercolor paper you can layer much more layers, up to 25 I think. On the drafting film you can get to approximately 7, because it's much smoother and there's less tooth on the paper. This can be a disadvantage, but on the other hand you can build up vivid colors quite quickly. Here you can see me layering the eyes and the nose. First I capture the highlights with the Luminance white. When that's not possible, I use a mixture of titanium white powder with touch-up texture from brush and pencil. You can see me doing that further in the video. Keep in mind, don't use a mixture directly on the film, just on top of the colored pencil, because otherwise it doesn't adhere very well. To get a good three-dimensional drawing, it's very important to get your values right, your darkest darks, the highlights and all the values in between. So you have to layer carefully, because you will saturate the drafting film quite quick. You have to realize this video is sped up about 20 times. Here I'm putting in the white accents with the white paint. I just mix a drop of the touch-up texture with a small amount of powder, just a teeny tiny amount, because it's drying so fast and I don't want to spill much of this golden stuff. When it's wet, it shows up very bright, and when it dries, it will be less white. Then you can color over it with the colored pencils. In this case I was working on the highlights, so I'll keep them this way. Here I'm working in the area of the tongue. I build up the layers and values very carefully. In this project I didn't use the backside of the drafting film, but that's also a possibility because it's transparent. For the fur I've tried some different methods. I finally decided that putting in a base layer of color, then drawing in the detailed hairs with sharp pencils, mostly the darker colors, and finally putting the lighter hairs with the use of the white mixture on top of it works the best for me. When the white is too bright, I color over it with a light color. In this case I've used titanium buff from Luminance frequently. It's obvious that you'll have to watch carefully. It's very important that the hairs have the right length and the right direction, because this will also give you the right three-dimensional shape. Oh, sorry for that moving shadow. That's my naughty studio assistant, annoying me because she wants me to stop drawing dogs. So here she is. Well, the layering process is repeated several times, so this will create the depth in the fur. I keep on layering and layering, base layer, darker hairs, lighter hairs and so on. You really can't rush a project. In this case, it took me about 40 hours to complete this dog. Always put a tissue or something like that under your hands, otherwise you will smudge the paper. here's another tip. Working on this method, you'll have to make your base layer a little darker than the hairs coming on top of them. Otherwise the lighter ones won't show up. It's like an oil painting. Oops, that was a blob. Well, no problem, a tissue and it's gone. Well, when the project is finished, you can play with the background paper. You can choose a color or even another drawing because of the transparency. Because of the delicacy of the mixture on drafting film, well, I recommend to frame your artwork. Thanks for watching this video. So, I think this is it for it now. If you have further questions, just post them below. I'll put a few links in the video description. And if you like it, well, give a comment and please subscribe.